Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooking Spot. My name is Chef Ruben, and this is...
Camille.
What was that?
Camille.
Camille. Right? What grade are you in, Camille?
Fourth.
Fourth. All right. We're going to talk about green eggs and ham. We're actually going to make green eggs. Have you read the book before?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to start off by making you some green eggs. Have you ever had green eggs?
No.
No? All right. Perfect. So I get to make you some green eggs. Right? I just got 2 eggs. Do you like scrambled eggs?
Yes.
All right. Then we're going to do scrambled eggs. Right? All I'm doing is scrambling up some eggs. We're going to do things a little differently. I'm going to start off with making some scrambled eggs. I got a little secret concoction that's going to make them green. And then we're going to talk about this secret concoction. And then we're going to make our secret concoction. All right. What color is that?
Green.
That's green, right? That's real green. That's fantastic. Are you excited to have green eggs?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So we got that here. I'm going to get the plate here so we can get ready to taste. All right. I got a pan over here on the cooktop. I'm going to turn the heat on a little bit just so we can start warming up. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. Right, there's just going to be a little veggie oil. You can add a little bit of butter. Right, you can add other types of fat that you appreciate. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of oil, and I'm going to let that pan kind of warm up a little bit. All right, like I said, in my bowl, I have green eggs. Right? Eggs, scrambled, and then I put a little secret sauce in there. You're going to taste it. We're going to talk about the secret sauce. And then we're going to make the secret sauce. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm warming up my pan. You want to make sure that your pan is nice and hot because that's what's actually going to stop the eggs from sticking. Right? Even though it's a non-stick, if I put it into a cold pan, it's still going to have a chance of sticking. I want to look at the oil and how it kind of moves around. Right? When it starts moving around real loose like water is when I know that it's ready. Right? So I like to kind of just move it around. I don't know if you can kind of see how it's bouncing around on the screen, but it's starting to get there. It's almost there. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit because I don't want to burn your eggs. Do you like burnt eggs?
No.
No, okay. Well, then I don't want to do burnt eggs for you. Nice and simple. I got my heat. Think I got it where I want it. My oil looks like it's nice and loose. And now green eggs in the pan. Have you ever made scrambled eggs?
No.
No? Do you cook?
What?
Do you cook?
No.
No, not yet?
Not yet.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to teach you. So you can learn how to make some eggs. Right? With scrambled eggs, it's nice to kind of slowly cook them. You don't want to start over high heat. You want to start over low heat because scrambled eggs are really nice. They're supposed to be kind of nice and delicious, fluffy, and a little creamy. Right? But if you cook them over too much heat, if you cook them too hard, too fast, what ends up doing is it ends up kind of hardening up. They get a little too stiff. Right? So as I'm kind of working, you can see that some of the steam is going away and the eggs are starting to tighten up. Right? I'm starting to actually get scrambled eggs. All that. See where they're in the screen, right? We're starting to kind of have the eggs kind of curdle up and thicken up.
So if you put them on high heat, they're kind of like pancakes because they get all stiff?
No. Well, the thing is that they will actually, like, parts of the egg will actually overcook. So then you'll kind of have, like, different levels of doneness. You'll have some eggs that are overcooked, so they're going to be a little stiff. And then some of the other parts that didn't get that much heat, that weren't in contact with the bottom of the pan, are going to be kind of different layers. Right? So now you can see that the liquid that's in these scrambled eggs is starting to thicken up, right? The eggs are starting to get cooked. So that's all we're doing. I'm gonna add a little more heat so I can finish these up. And then we're gonna taste green eggs. Are you excited to taste green eggs?
Yes.
Yes, that's great. That's good to hear. I hope they live up to your expectations. What do you think they're gonna taste like?
Heaven?
Heaven? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. See, now that's now I'm a little nervous. I don't think I'm gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to reach those expectations. So who makes eggs for you?
My mom and my dad.
Your mom and your dad, right? Just between me and you, who makes them better?
That's really hard. They're both
Okay.
delicious.
Look at that. You know what? That's a fantastic answer, right? Because I think your mom and your dad are gonna watch this. See? That was very smart. He said, I don't want to upset one or the other. What are you trying to do to me? I got to live with these people, right? So there I got my eggs starting to tighten up. They're starting to get scrambled. How do you like your scrambled eggs?
I like them with cheese.
With cheese.
Yeah.
Oh.
When my mom asks me, do you want it with cheese or without cheese? I always say with cheese.
With cheese. All right. Eggs are just about done. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Do you like pepper?
No.
No pepper. All right.
No.
You're not a fan of pepper. All right. So I'm going to cut the heat on them because they're just about ready. All right. So now we're going to go back to the table. And I'm going to plate these up for you. All right. And what color are they?
What?
What color are they?
Green.
They're green. They're definitely green. I want you to taste them, right? I want you to taste them and I want you to let me know what you think.
They're good.
They're good?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm going to have want you to do one guess. What made them green?
Well, there's vegetables that are green, so it could either be like lettuce or spinach.
Look at that. You're a genius. Did you know that?
No.
No. Because this is spinach. Are you a fan of spinach?
No, but when it's put with eggs, it's delicious.
When it's put with eggs, it's delicious. All right? So that's going to go right in line with our book, right? Green Eggs and Ham. Have you ever read this book before?
Yeah.
Yes? What's it about?
It's about this grumpy guy who's very picky about what he eats. He doesn't like green eggs and ham. He never wants to eat them.
He never wants to eat them.
No.
Right?
But at the end, he decides he likes them.
Right? He's stubborn. Right? He says, I don't want to taste them. I don't want to taste them. I don't want to taste them. Sam I Am is like, please taste them. Please taste them. And he's like, nope, 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 nope. Right? And then he tastes them, and he's just like, oh my God, these are great. These are fantastic. Right? Is there some things that you don't like to eat?
I don't like a lot of things.
You don't like a lot of things. Right? But are you open to taste them?
Yeah, but if my mom told me if you taste them 3 times, you'll like them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's great, right? because that's a big part of what this is, right? There's a lot of different flavors. And here in culinary school, we teach students to do a lot of different flavors.
Ooh.
Some stuff they like, some stuff they don't. But it's always a good idea to taste them. And then it's also a good idea to taste them differently. Because you just said it right now. I asked you, you like spinach? And you says, I don't like spinach, but I do like them in eggs. So when somebody says, well, I don't like spinach, or I don't like this, or I don't like that, there's so many different ways to cook it. And you're telling me that you don't like all of those different ways? There's probably one way out there that you appreciate. So I think what I take from the book, Green Eggs and Ham, is we need to have an open mind. We need to try different foods. We need to try different experiences. Just because we're not comfortable with it doesn't mean that it's not good or it doesn't work for us. And like I said, you guessed it. This right here is spinach. So I'm going to make this spinach puree. Fantastic thing about it is this, since it's really, really nice, deep green color, it can be used to make a lot of things green. Right?
So it's like a dye?
It's kind of like a dye. Right? You can use it in the eggs to make green eggs. Right? You can make fresh pasta, put some of this in there, you got green pasta. Right? So you get to play around with this quite a bit. Right? And it's pretty simple to make. So I'm going to make some of this right now. I'm going to go back over here to the cooktop, and I'm going to start heating up my pan. While my pan is heating up, back here on the table, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I have that are going to make this fantastic spinach puree. Right? Lots of spinach, onions, salt, pepper, butter. You made a face. Why'd you make a face? Are you not a fan of onions?
No, I'm not a fan of pepper.
You're not a fan of pepper.
I'm not a fan of pepper, but I like this.
But you're eating pepper. See? Again, fantastic, right? Your parents raised you right. You have an open mind, and hey, if you make something good and I enjoy it, then that's fantastic. So this right here is going to go over to my burner, and I'm going to start making the puree. Right, bring all my ingredients back here. My pan is starting to get nice and hot. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter. Right? Just to get everything started. Oil and butter go into the pan. Start hearing a nice little sizzle. You start smelling it too. Right? Olive oil, when it cooks, when it starts, it gets nice and aromatic. Right? To this, I'm going to add onions.
I think the onions make the flavor pop out.
I think so too. There's some people that don't like onions. I love onions. I love them in all different ways. Right? Cooked, uncooked. I'm just a fan of onions. Onions go in there, and all we're doing with that is trying to build some flavor. These onions are going to season the oil a little bit, right? Some of that onion flavor is going to come through on the oil. You can smell it already, right?
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to add a little bit of salt, right? Because we want to season our onions. It's good when you're cooking that we season the different layers, right? It's a good idea to kind of stay a little on the lighter side, right? Because you can always add more salt. You can always add more pepper, right? Once I get the stuff in here and and it's too salty, how do I take it out? You can't. Right? It's there. It's already mixed in there, and it's going to be very hard for you to get that out. Right? So now we have our onions. You see how they're starting to change color? If you look there on the screen, right? They're starting to get a little sweaty. They're starting to get slightly translucent. Right? I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit because I'm gonna add the spinach, right? And this is a lot of spinach. And it's all gonna turn into almost nothing. Look at that. It barely fits into my pan. Right. What you're also going to know is that spinach has a whole lot of water. It has a very high water content. Oh,
Spinach fell.
there we go. So as this cooks, I'm going to kind of just carefully try to stir it a little bit. And as this warms up, it's actually going to lose a little bit of water. And as that water goes away, this spinach is going to start wilting. All this cabbage is going to turn just to like a little handful when everything's said and done. Do you believe that? Or do you think do you think that all this cabbage is going to turn into just like a little handful? Or do you think I'm just full of it?
I probably think it's gonna turn into a little handful.
You don't think it's going to turn into a little handful? All right, we'll see. All right. We're going to let this cook for, let's say, 4-ish minutes. About 4 minutes. Starting to get smaller, so now it's easier for me to stir. The first few times that I stirred this up, I knocked a few leaves out, right, and ended up on my cooktop. Right? But now, a lot easier. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit. Look at that. It's starting to shrink on me. If you look at the camera now, you can see the bottom of this pan. You weren't able to see it earlier. Another thing that you're going to notice is that spinach, the color that it's turning is a really bright green. A lot of veggies, a lot of foods, they let you know when they're ready. They get a really, really nice, pretty color. They get a really nice deep green. And if you keep on cooking it, it's going to switch from a nice, pretty, deep green to like a grayish green. Right? You're going to take all the color out of it. You're going to take all the nutrients out of it. Right? So it gives you a little bit of a little warning. Right? When this veggie looks really nice, it's going to look visually really, really nice. And the more you cook it, the more you get past that, it's going to start going away. It's not going to look as pretty anymore. So now that it's ready to go, I'm going to add just a little bit of pepper. And I'm going to add...
Too much.
That's too much?
No, you don't want to add too much.
Oh, you don't want to add too much. Absolutely not. I thought I was getting yelled at. I was like, I'm sorry. And I'm going to add a nice, I think about a teaspoon or so of salt. All right, I already cut the heat off. So this right here, I'm going to take it back over to the table right now. Is our finished product. Right? We have our spinach right here. It's nice and cooked. It's nice and green. And the only thing that you need to do now is blend it. Right? You can put it into a food processor or you can put it into a blender. Right? Either way, and then you take this and you blend it, and then this is going to be what you end up getting. Right? You get your puree. This puree, adults out there, parents out there, teachers out there, you can trick people into eating spinach. Spinach is good for you.
Yeah, it is.
And some people don't appreciate it, but it can be used in a lot of different ways. Right? Like I said, the big thing that I like, the big thing that I want to get my students to do, the great thing that I appreciate about you today is the fact that you wanted to try something different. You were accepting of trying something different. And in the end, you liked it. Just like in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Isn't that a good way to be? Do you know some people that just refuse to try stuff?
No, not my sister. She's very good at eating everything.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Right. Um, so that right there is green eggs and ham. Right? No ham, just green eggs. Right? But we showed you how to make a spinach puree, and it turns out spinach isn't that bad. We could have an open mind, and maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe we'll find something that we really, really appreciate. Right? There's a lot of ingredients that I've had before, and I thought I didn't like, and then I said, "Oh wow, when they're cooked right, when they're done right, I appreciate them quite a bit." All right. So I'm going to thank you for helping me out today. Um, we're going to say bye to everybody out there.
Bye.
Tell them thank you for tuning in,
Bye.
and we are going to say um, keep an eye on us, and as we get other things, we're going to be sending them out. We're going to have other videos. We're going to be doing other books. We're going to play around in the kitchen because I like playing around in the kitchen. You like playing around?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. So thank you, everybody. You have yourself a good day.